Also related, Eddie sent me the list of what Diamond has in stock, and volumes 1, 7, and 11 are out of stock. That's your Cerebus and your Flight, I believe, and Guides are out of stock. Does this mean that they're out of print? Or does AV have some in the off-site storage unit? And no, they're out of print. Anything that's in the storage unit is made available to Diamond. And if they're out, given the last day situation, is AV going to bring any of these back to print? With Waverly Press hardcovers for those who want them. And come on, Matt, you can beat the 7-question threshold on this. Damn, yes I can. You just ran out of questions.
What?
So there's a distinction between out of print and can be printed in this case. I'm pretty sure that Cerebus, Flight, and Guys have been remastered. I'm not 100% certain of that, but if they have been remastered, then they're at Studio Comics Press, and it would be possible if anybody wants one of those volumes in this interregnum period between available through Diamond, and we're not really sure what we're doing with these and when we're doing it. If you really want one of the books, Alfonso and Paul are getting really good at what they're doing over there at Studio Comics Press. It's not the sheet-fed press at Marquee, but for your average consumer, it's not exactly how Sean Robinson wants it to look, but Sean takes a different view of what Alfonso prints, and Alfonso takes a different view of what Sean prints, and both of them are excellent. They're just a little different. This is, again, all Goldilocks spot stuff. So 1, 7, and 11 in the interregnum period, if you go, I'm not paying the prices that they're charging online, and I'd rather Dave gets the money. As far as I know, I can just get Alfonso to print you a copy. There'll be a base cost of, I'm guessing on Cerebus, it's, if you're just printing one of them, $35 Canadian, $40 Canadian, probably about $20, $25 US. And then there has to be an amount of money on top of that for Aardvark Venna, so that I'm not going to work that out until somebody actually leaves a phone message or relays word. Yeah, I'd like all 3 of those books, and I've donated however much it is at Cerebus Downloads. I'm willing to go $50 US on each of them, and I'll be happy to personalize it to you and put a Cerebus head sketch on it and get it out to you, pretty close to the following week. Long term, I'm pretty sure Rolly and Alfonso and I want to do the Cerebus Volume 1 remastered hardcover slipcased, so that it looks exactly like the slipcased High Society that Waverly Press did. Basically, I don't think people that are collecting these want different formats on each of the books. So Cerebus Volume 1 might be the only one that we do. Here we experimented with it. No, it cost way too much money. No, it was a complete headache. No, I'm not doing any more hardcovers, slipcased or otherwise. And it's definitely not on my 2024 list of things to do. It's just not. So there you go on Dave Sim with hardcovers, and I haven't seen anything in my own thinking or in Dagan's thinking that would make future Waverly Press hardcovers possible or plausible. It takes way too long to do. A lot of money comes in, but most of the money goes to the printer, and Waverly Press has to take a hit, and Aardvark Benheim ends up not making very much money, or, as in the case with The Last Day, between the $15,000 US that I paid Waverly Press for the soft covers and the $9,000 that Gerhardt got, because this was I kept my hands off of it so that Gerhardt would get 25% of the revenues. That's a book that cost Aardvark Benheim $24,000 US. I can guarantee you that's not happening again. So that's the situation on notes. Is there anything that I didn't cover in?
I got one of them Matt's stupid ideas about Volume 1. And it's the idea, it keeps coming back to me, and I'm like, I should throw it out and see if it sticks, but I got a feeling it's going to, go down like a lead balloon. But considering most of the miscellaneous stories, like specifically the swords stories, take place during Volume 1, would it be feasible to remaster those stories, slot them in where they belong in Volume 1, and split Volume 1 in half as 2 smaller volumes, and multiply your sorrows?
That's certainly a theory. I've done that too. I've gone all the way back as far as, well, let's start over with Swords of Cerebus. We've got the first 4 issues remastered. Do that in a square-bound format, which back in 1979 cost $5, and God alone knows what it would cost now. That does get into, okay, we can Kickstarter it, but I would have to find some way to Kickstarter it and offer it through Diamond at the same time, and that's a real ball buster of a problem. To go, okay, this is how far up ahead Diamond needs to know that this book is coming out, and then after they get all of the orders, then they can say, okay, that's how many we want, and we'll take this many more on top of them. Interim situation, I had Eddie's pitch to Diamond saying, if you'll take 3,000 of Cerebus Volume 1 at 60% off, and we'll assume that the cover price is going to be like $40 or something like that, then you will have the exclusive distribution on that printing. So that leaves open. Once that printing is gone, then if another distributor comes up and goes, well, I can beat that deal, how about this instead? Then I can say yes to that. Diamond's answer is we don't have enough orders right now to justify financing a 3-copy printing, but having discussed it internally, like at a meeting where everybody threw in their 2 cents, we're more than happy to revisit the question in 3 months. So it would be in March 2024. How are the orders doing? Like, the orders are building up. They are at the point where, okay, we definitely got people that want Cerebus Volume 1. We don't have enough for us to finance printing 3,000 copies. Okay, well, presumably we will get to that point. It might take all of 2024, but I'm not doing anything, and this way I don't have to keep the price of the car in the bank, so that I can print 3,000 copies of the Cerebus volume and just sell Diamond 300. That's not happening either.
Okay. I mean, that's, it's the endless circle of, okay, we got to figure out how to do this without, going bankrupt. As somebody I work with says, describing the company I work for, they'll step over dollars to pick up dimes.
Right. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be doing that. This could very well be a second administration thing, where after I die, like whenever that happens, and Eddie Kahana takes over, the insurance on my life pays out at about $900,000, and then the line of credit that I was living on off of the life insurance, trying to finish Strange Death of Alex Raymond that way, and that really didn't work. That has to be paid back, but that still is going to leave about 700,000 Canadian, something like that. At that point, Eddie's got a war chest, and if he wants to print all of the trade paperbacks and go, I don't care what it costs, I just want to make sure that all the trade paperbacks are back in print, and here's where they're going to be stored. And, presumably Rolly would still be able to do the fulfillment from here. But I'm just not in that category. I don't have that kind of money, so that isn't a decision that's on the table. I could probably do that by selling the original cover to number one and going, okay, now I've got a war chest, now I can print all of these books. But it's like, there's like 16 different printings or 20 different printings of the Cerebus volume already. It's like they're out there. It's just their supply and demand is going to mean they're going to start costing more, like Form and Void got to that point because it had been out of print for so long.
Well, the other, further down the list of Matt's stupid ideas is reprinting each individual issue for the first 25, soliciting it through Diamond, and then hopefully selling enough to make enough money to do a collection. And then, but the problem with that is, no, nobody's gonna, it's throwing good money after bad, and B, the big problem with that one is, you're pinning all your hopes and dreams on somebody going into a store going, oh, look, it's, service number 7. I need that. Right.
It's whatever. We have solicited for a facsimile of number 1. That's going to be the 20th anniversary of Cerebus coming to an end. It's just the facsimile of number 1. No additional material. It just says 2024 edition on the front of it. I'm thinking of adding to the back cover two inset enlargements of Pink Floyd from the front cover that says, here's what a real Pink Floyd looks like. Here's what a counterfeit Pink Floyd looks like, which would be the only other addition to that book. It's I don't want to try and figure out how to make it more attractive to people. It is okay. Here's a number 1. However many I sell of that, if we then solicited for number 2, it would be at best half of that, and then number 3 would be half of that. Number 4 would be half of that, and it's like, homie, don't play that no more. It's no, forget about it. we're going to do Cerebus number 1, Turtles 8, probably one of the new covers, Spawn 10, just a one-shot. Here, how many of these can we sell? And it's like, if we get orders for 28,000, wow, great. We're back in business here. But it's not going to be 28,000. It'll be like 300, 150, 75. It's it's something that we want to try out and see how it goes. But that's all we're doing. And then it can re-enter the lineup. It's if it's sold enough to make a few bucks and didn't lose any money. We printed them at Studio Comics Press. Rolly wrapped them up, took them over to packaging too. They shipped them to Diamond. They sold through. Okay, well, 6 months from now, here's another one. It's the same package, but it's just being released again.
Well,
and how many do you want this time? And if it's like instead of 180, it's 60. Well, okay. Well, we won't offer this again. Thanks very much.
I do suggest that you shrink down the Gene Day Star Wars portfolio ad on the inside back cover. Have it there, but make it like, I don't know, an eighth of the page, and then have the rest be an ad for service downloads of, if you like this, the rest of the story, $99, best deal in comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like work, doesn't it?
Well, it is work, and it's also Cerebus Downloads is 100% predictable. We sell 3 complete sets a month, and that's it. But we always sell 3, and then we sell a couple of other books, and that's with the ad on the inside back cover of every Cerebus in Hell for the last 7 years. So it's like, okay, that's just something that doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work, but it's not my job to figure out why it doesn't work. It's my job to go, okay, let's try something that we haven't tried and see if that works. This is just we'll see what happens just with the facsimile. It's very possible. Yeah, we could add an 8-page ad section at the back and say, okay, I don't think this is going to work, but let's give this a try, and then go, well, I was right, it didn't work.